What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for January 16th, 2023. It's official. We know who the Eagles are going to be playing. We know when. The Giants beat Minnesota yesterday. So that means they'll be coming next Saturday night at 8:15 to the Link. And I saw some people post this on Twitter. I saw some Eagles fans questioning it, some Giants fans pointing it out as the gospel. And I kind of looked into it more. And the whole adage, oh, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in one season, blah, 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 blah. And everybody always says that, but there's never any, I've never seen any stats. So I kind of went through and looked it up, and it was kind of inconsistent. But the general consensus I got was that it's roughly like 14. The team that won the previous two, they're 14-8 in the third meeting. So I mean, I don't know. That's basically a 64% of the time they win, which I mean that seems about right because typically the only time you're going to play a team the third time is it's a division rival, so it's usually pretty good, but I don't know how much stock I'd put into that without going in and seeing what those games meant. For example, in 2000, the Eagles beat or lost 3 times to the Giants. Giants were the far superior team. The Eagles were up and coming, and that just was the way it was. In 2009, the Eagles lost 3 times to the Cowboys. In fact, 2 of them were back-to-back. They lost the last game of the season and first round of the playoffs. And again, I don't know if the Cowboys were the superior team, but that was the end of the McNabb era in Philly, so there's a little context there. So we've beaten the Giants twice already. But again, a little bit of context. One of those games, the Giants didn't play their starters, and you had Hurts coming back from the injury, a very vanilla game plan where neither team really did much in anticipation for what's going to happen on Saturday night. So, again, I don't know how much stock I'd put into it's tough to beat a team 3 time thing, but I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be an interesting week. I've said it a lot of times on this podcast, just how much the Giants are really the team I hate the most, other than the Cowboys. So, and it's always good to have that rivalry. So for me, to see the Giants in the playoffs and to be able to possibly spoil their season while advancing to the NFC Championship game is good. I'll have more on this game as the week progresses. Injury reports. We'll do our preview on Saturday, first thing early in the morning before I head down. But Eagles Giants Saturday 8:15. I'm excited about it and anxious to see what happens in the game tonight. Just because I feel like whoever wins that game tonight is probably going to be in the NFC Championship game. And again, I'll get more into that as the week progresses. But for now, it's Giants week. Let's get ready to do this. My Owls lost a tough one. They tied the game last against Memphis with 2 seconds left. Memphis came down and won 61-59. Flyers play the Bruins this afternoon, and I will tell you what, if the Flyers can somehow beat the Bruins up in Boston, then maybe I'll start to believe that we should buy into this playoff hype train. To be honest, I don't know. It could happen, but Boston's just tough at home, so we'll see. But if they would somehow figure out a way to do that, maybe I'll start buying the hype that they're a playoff team. Sixers won again on their West Coast road trip, 113-112 over the Lakers. Again, you're on the West Coast. You never know. LeBron can turn it on at any time. So this is a good win for them against a not-so-good Lakers team. But we'll take it. They're only a half a game now out of the second seed. And like 4.5, I believe, out of the first seed. So, I mean, the Eastern Conference is going to be very wide open as we go into the spring. So, it's going to be fun post All-Star break to watch these games. And hopefully all the teams stay healthy. But hopefully the Sixers stay healthy. Doc can get these rotations figured out. And we'll hopefully be able to go on a run and make it out of the second round this year. But we'll see. But for now, things are looking good in Sixers land. All right. So for this day in Philly sports history, we're not going to go back too far. We are going to go back 1 year to January 16th, 2022. It was the Eagles Buccaneers in the wild card game. And last year, the Eagles got off to that slow 2-5 start where they couldn't figure out whether they wanted to be a running team or a passing team. Nick Sirianni gave his Roots flower speech, and then they went on a 7-3 run to clinch the wild card spot. If you want more on that season, as well as my playoff preview, which so far in the wild card, I'm 5 for 5 in picking the winners. So be sure to check out Back to the Future. That's Back to the Future with a PH, where I go in and preview what happened for the Eagles this year and look at Howie Roseman's offseason. But I do kind of a comprehensive recap of the 2021 season, so I don't want to get too much into that here. But back to the game, the Eagles just were overmatched. And going that season, they were, I think, 0-6 versus teams that made the playoffs. So, I mean, they did what they should do. They beat the teams they should have beat. They didn't beat the teams that were better than them. And that's basically where that Eagles team was last year. So they go into Tampa, and it was 31-0 before going into the fourth quarter, before Boston Scott finally ran a 34-yard touchdown in. Brady was Brady. He was very meticulous, surgeon-like almost. But the story was the defense. The defense just shut down Jalen Hurts in that offense, which he had a first-year starter in his first playoff game. I'm looking forward to seeing how that experience now takes him into the next level this year when the expectations are higher. They should beat the Giants. They should be able to beat whoever they see in the NFC Championship game. So hopefully that experience helps him out. And just real quick, the Eagles have had a very rich playoff history against the Buccaneers over the years. They've met 5 times. The Eagles won twice in the wild card in back-to-back years, 2000, 2001. Obviously, that unfortunate NFC Championship game that we're going to be getting into in the next couple weeks, as well as the Buccaneers won their first ever playoff game in 1979 against the Eagles in the divisional round. So this was just another in a long line. The potential is there that if the Buccaneers beat the Cowboys tonight, go on the road and take care of business in San Francisco, which be kind of ironic. Tom Brady goes home and beats his childhood team to go to the NFC Championship game, and that match in Philly, which I don't know. Tom Brady, you always got to kind of keep it out there that he could win. I mean, he's done pretty well against the Eagles in the playoffs, 2-1, with the Super Bowls being split and then him winning last year in this NFC wildcard game. But I'm anxious looking forward to seeing that game tonight. Would love to see the Cowboys get exposed for the frauds I believe they are, and just the overhype ESPN talking heads just saying, "Oh, we need to no." I hope they get exposed. Dak is terrible this year. He's not been a good quarterback, and I think might be exposed a little bit tonight down in Tampa. But we shall see. For now, it's Eagles-Giants week. Remember, this day in Philly sports history, last year, the Eagles lost to the Buccaneers in the wild card game 31-15. Go have yourselves a Monday. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.